I said, we don't have the capacity.
Looks like it will be picked off. Now the Bulldogs have an opportunity. He has room. Oh my goodness. Jones. What a cutback. As he cuts back again. Max Jones getting all. Look at where he launches it. It's a catch. Oh, they gave it. He launches it. And that's That's Alvin. Once again, Alvin with 2 touchdowns and 2 strike possessions.
All right, Bulldog Nation. This is going to be a very quick and simple review. I mean, at this point, it is what it is. You've seen the majority of the season so far, so you've seen how most games have went. On top of that, you've seen how we've played against good teams. So, I mean, listen, it is what it is. This is the 3rd year in a row we've lost to Union. It's the 2nd year in a row we've lost to State. 2 straight blowouts versus both teams in the last 2 years. I mean, listen, it's pretty clear. At this point, we are not contending for championships. We're not there. At this point, the only focus is not finishing at the bottom of the conference, right? That's really the only goal. We have 2 conference wins already. If we can beat Elizabeth City and Lincoln, that'll put us at 4 conference wins and 4 wins overall. That'll keep us far out of last place. Like if we finish the season with 4 conference wins, 4 wins overall, that should put us maybe as high as 7th, which is, hey, at this point, that's the best case scenario. But once again, it's going to take a road win against a bad Elizabeth City team that we'll talk about later. And it's going to take a home win against a Lincoln team that has been very disappointing, but a team that can score. So we're going to see how we act against them at home last game of the season. But just quick recap on Union. Listen, the one thing that was good to see was that the team kept fighting, right? Because it got surprisingly out of hand at home early. I mean, it was in that. Listen, I almost turned off the game at halftime, and let me tell you why. Going into halftime, it was a question as to whether or not they could score another touchdown and go into halftime with 35 points. They got a penalty, and they moved back to the 16-yard line with 10 seconds left in the half and no timeouts. So I'm thinking to myself, well, for sure, now that they had to move back to the 16, they're not going to score a touchdown. We don't got to worry about them going into the half with 35 points. The ease in which they threw a passing touchdown with 10 seconds left, and it almost turned off the game. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, they did whatever they wanted to do. They were passing the ball all over the place. They were running the ball all over the place. It's quite embarrassing. The only thing that made it not so bad was at least we did manage to score 28 points. We did manage to do that, which is still a blowout, but hey, last year, that's the only thing I look at. Last year was a blowout as well. The only difference is last year we only scored 3 points. Like last year they scored 50 points as well, but we only scored 3. This year they scored 50 again. At least we got 28. Still a blowout, still embarrassing, but hey, I guess you can call that progress. But I mean, listen, and we'll talk about this at some point when I do the State of the Bulldogs after the end of the season. But as of right now, the team has no identity. There's not one thing that you can point at offense and say, okay, this is their calling card. This is their staple. This is what they're really great at. There's not one thing on defense that you would say, okay, this is the calling card. This is what they're great at. This is what they're known for. There's no identity. There's no brand. There's no signature of the team. None. I mean, pass defense is unimpressive. Run defense is unimpressive. Passing offense is nothing is impressive at this point. Which is why we have the record that we have. I mean, like this is bad. I mean, defensively, we looked like Bluefield State out there defensively. That was embarrassing. It reminds me of Bart Scott when he was talking after that playoff game. Can't stop a nosebleed. Man. It was like a hot knife through butter. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. At home. Couldn't stop a cold. I mean, whatever they wanted to do, they wanted to pass it, they wanted to rush it, it didn't matter. It was all available all day long. At home. After last year, when you lost by 49 points on the road, in the rain, you think you turn... Nope. Same thing with Virginia State. After they embarrassed you at homecoming, you think you turn around it? Nope. Once again, the only saving grace was that the team fought and they put up some points. So it wasn't a complete obliteration. But still, it's like, man. You would think that we could beat Elizabeth City State on the road because they're not a very good team and they can't score. So you would think, but once again, this is a road game. Haven't won a road game this year. Haven't looked good on the road this year, not once. So this should be a gimme, but I mean, well, at 2-5, do we really have gimmies? Like, I mean, just being, besides Bluefield, I mean, come on. But you would think this would be a win, right? I'm thinking about going to this game just because going to every CIAA school is on my list. I've been to both the Virginia schools, and I've been to Winston-Salem. Now I got all these North Carolina schools. All these schools I'm not going to just because I'm not going to Bluefield. That's too far. No. But we'll see. But that's beside the point. But the point is 56 points. Quarterback having one of the best games of his life. Jada Byers setting. I mean, come on, man. In 3 games against us, Jada Byers has almost, over 800 yards probably in 3 games. This is a sad day in Bulldog Nation, man.